Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Every Day is Friday. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. Today, I'm really excited to welcome Ethan to the podcast. He started his weight loss journey at 660 pounds and has inspired almost 300,000 people on Instagram. Today, we'll be diving into his story. Let's have some fun. I got a lot of great questions lined up. Ethan, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
And for the listeners who may not be familiar with your line of work yet, can you give us a quick rundown of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, man. So my name's Ethan Benard. Benard, not Bernard, because I don't know, there's something wrong with that last name, bro. I used to be a full-time Twitch partner back in 2019 through 2021. Just this past year, well, actually this past 2 months, literally 8 weeks ago, I started making content again. So I started the Facebook page, I started the Instagram, and over the past 8 weeks, nearly 200 million video views later, it's just kind of gone crazy, man, to a level that the gaming stuff never even touched.
We're talking about the weight loss journey, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I started, I've lost 100, I lost 100 pounds between January and May of this year, 2025, just dieting. No moving, no exercise, nothing. And once I started walking, I was like, I'm going to do this. I might as well record it, you know? Because it's hard to make videos about eating less. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do on camera? Not eat? So once I started the fitness aspect, I decided to get back into the social media game and have it surrounding that weight loss process.
Now, Ethan, it's always fascinating to hear the why behind someone's passions. I mean, how did your weight loss journey begin, and why did you start?
Yeah, so back in 2021, I was hospitalized for 60 days. I lost everything. My whole audience was gone. My mental health was in the pits. My body was wrecked. But it took me coming that close to dying to realize that I didn't want to die. Because I was so in the pits mentally with my body, man, that I couldn't have cared less of whether I lived or died the decade before that. Like, it wouldn't have mattered to me. But after I came that close to actually dying, I realized, oh, crap, I want to live. So I got to start putting some work in.
Yeah, those first steps are always the hardest, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, actually, up until this year, I never really had the mental strength to actually stay on the path. So, since 2020, I've literally lost and gained back 100 pounds 3 times. So, and that's a lot of weight. But it just happens so fast, man. Like, when you're this size, and obviously getting to this size took over 2 decades. So getting it off isn't going to be as fast. But yeah, dude, if you let yourself backslide, it does not take long to get back up there.
Now, what made you want to share it online? And because, I mean, being open like that takes a lot of courage.
Well, yeah, I've never cared what people think. I'm very thick-skinned. Like, even back in the gaming stuff, the comments were like 60% negative. It was ridiculous. I was inadvertently growing because of the amount of fat comments and shit that my videos were getting. So I've never cared about that. No, the thing is, I always wanted to be on camera and be like a personality, right? But I also have always wanted to help people. So I found this as an opportunity. Honestly, I didn't care how many views this stuff got, right? Because the peak of every weight loss creator, quote unquote, and I don't like putting myself in that category, even though that's why people watch me right now, their peak is the before and after. So it doesn't matter how many views the journey gets, because when you get to that before and after, you'll blow up, right? Yeah, so that was my game plan. My game plan was, okay, grind it, document it so people can look back on it, and then post the before and after and start a podcast or a talk show or whatever. I didn't care what it was. If I'm on camera, I'm happy. I don't know what it is. As soon as I get on camera and I'm sitting in front of the lens, I enter this zone, dude.
Yeah, a lot of people call it you're just in the flow state.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like to say in the podcast a lot, it's about the journey, not the destination, but the personal development throughout the journey and what you're doing. So there's a lot of courage, because I even get a lot of hate for the podcast. There's a lot of haters behind screens.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's no negative repercussions for it, which is fine. I think free speech is important to an extent. Obviously, that statement itself is contradictory. I'm not going to get into that. But, who cares, man? At the end of the day, they're just feeding your analytics.
Exactly.
Them commenting on it unironically does more for your channel than if they didn't.
Now, Ethan, what does a normal day look like for you right now?
Ooh, dude, 8 weeks ago, that would have been such a different answer. You got to realize, 9 weeks ago, I decided to start walking, and 8 weeks ago, I decided to start making videos. So it's been kind of this whirlwind change. Everyone's like, oh, you should be pushing more weight, you should be eating less. I'm like, brother, I literally started going to the gym 5 weeks ago. I started walking 9 weeks ago. Leave me alone. It's ridiculous, man. So honestly, it's changed a lot since I've done the content creation stuff, because I'm in a really unique position where I have that kind of on-camera personality that a lot of brands like. So I'm in a position where I can work with more companies and like work with more creators because my skills are sought after. Like the story is sought after, but my skills are also sought after. So I'm in a really blessed position right now where I can work with companies behind the scenes and like I can, I'm going to this place to film this with someone, or I'm traveling now. Like I literally went from like just sitting at home dieting, which is how I lost the first 100 pounds this year, to I have trips lined up, like 4 out of state trips lined up for like the next 3.5 weeks.
Is that for people that want to coach you?
No, so it's more of like a collaboration type of thing where like I'm literally at the point now where I'm really in a fortunate position because I just recently in my weight loss journey regained my independence after the hospital. For the longest time, I needed help with like really menial shit that most of us take for granted every single day just because of how messed up my body was, right? But now that I'm in a position that I can completely and totally take care of myself, I have nothing tying me down here. So if a friend of mine goes like, hey, let's record a podcast in like Texas in 2 weeks, I'm like, hell yeah, give me a plane ticket, you know? So I'm in that really fortunate position where I can just kind of travel as much as I want with no negative repercussions. Honestly, like with traveling, the hardest thing is like staying on the path, like diet-wise, you know?
You have such good courage doing everything you're doing, because I mean you were on the line of just dying, and then you said no to it, and you want to change your life, which is so powerful.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. So a day for me right now, like I said, 8 weeks ago, it would have been get up, play video games, eat, go to sleep, you know? Now it's like get up, read emails, read DMs, record a video, go on my first walk, make my first meal, get into a call, record a podcast, something like that, another walk. Like I try to split up my steps between 2 or 3 walks every day because getting all 10,000 in at once is like rough at my size. Like doing 10,000 steps at all at my size is rough, you know? Like I still weigh 500 pounds. I've lost all this weight and I'm still kind of at that stage where I'm still an extreme case, you know? Like I'm still like at the beginning. Like when you're this big, you kind of have to treat it like every day you're kind of starting over the weight loss journey. Because I have still so much to lose that it'd be like kind of an unfathomable weight for most people to deal with.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of weight to walk around and push yourself to even you got to start by walking, and then you got to get into the gym and push a little bit of weight at a time, and over time it's going to change, but you got to stay consistent. I mean, what kind of foods did you have to give up?
Oh, that's the thing. I've done all of the diets, man. I've done keto. I've straight up fasted. I've done like 1,500 calories. I've done like 3,000 calories. I've done it all. And the biggest thing for me, I think, was realizing that you can lose the weight without giving up anything. The biggest thing, literally the only thing that really matters science-wise in weight loss is the calorie deficit. Because I count and track everything I eat. And for a while, I didn't really care what that was. Like this year, I was just kind of eating whatever. As long as I'm within my calorie count, I was fine.
So it's calories in, calories out, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. So, but now that I have like a nutritionist and a trainer, I'm like, I went from eating, like I was doing like 2,000 calories a day and I was getting like 150 grams of protein. Now they have me doing like 2,500 calories a day because apparently I was literally slowing down my metabolism by eating so little for my size. So they have me doing 2,500 calories a day and 250 grams of protein, which is a lot, but you also have to realize my goal weight is like 290, 295. Like I'm not a normal person. I'm 6'5". I'm built like a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be building muscle this entire journey down. So I'm never going to be normal sized. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, you would look so good at like 225 or 200. If I was 225 or 200, I would be like thin. It would not be good. Like I'd be alive, but I would not be doing service to my build at all.
Now, do you ever struggle with like food cravings at all?
Yeah, but you just got to make that choice, man. Like that's what it boils down to. And like the reality of the situation is, and I don't think a lot of people understand this, if you do have a bad eating day, you can pretty easily compensate for it. You just have to make that differentiation in your head between compensating and like punishing yourself. Because when you get into that like punishment mentality, that's where all like the disorder bullshit comes in, you know? But like on my birthday, right? I probably had like 3,500 calories or whatever. I didn't care. It was my birthday, you know? Fasted the next day. Father's Day, 4,000 calories this year. That day I did track everything, fasted the next day, I was still down 4 pounds that week. So it's like, and I'm not saying fasting's for everyone because that's hard, especially for someone my size. Having the willpower to just not eat is pretty wild. But you can eat pretty much whatever, man. Like, the thing is, if people want to build muscle, they have to eat high protein. And if you want to lose weight, you have to eat in a deficit. Those are just like the two facts of like what you eat. Other than that, like, yeah, obviously like whole and healthy foods are better, but it really doesn't matter what you eat if you're hitting those macros.
It's all about the calories in and calories out to lose the weight. And then I'm guessing you add on the workout routine and with it too. I mean, what's your favorite type of workout?
I've been really enjoying the strength training, man. I despise cardio. I hate walking. It's miserable, especially outside when it's like hot. And I don't have an option right now. Like, they don't really make a whole lot of treadmills for people my size. So there's really, you just got to push through it. You know, it sucks. But the weight training, I've really been enjoying. Like, I've already been upping my weight that I've been doing, and I only started like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, finding something fun helps a lot when you're working out.
Well, for sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll find myself doing like an extra set or an extra few sets of chest presses that weren't even in my program or something just because I enjoy doing it. You won't find me doing that with cardio, but we have me and Joey have a Google Doc set up for my training. So he literally has it like sanctioned into weeks in Google Documents, and he just types out what we're doing for each strength day of each week and just go at it.
Do you mind me circling back? What got you to be that big in the first place?
I don't know, man. Probably a mix of hormonal imbalances and loneliness. So, because my levels have always been messed up, and I also grew up an only child. So I didn't really know better. I didn't really think about it. I was just like come home, play video games, eat, and go to bed. You know, that was just what I did for like a decade. And I was like 200 pounds by the age of 9. So I was always tall, but I was also always like super fat. So I was always the fat kid who was also taller than everyone else. I was kind of like a giant in school.
I have a buddy, and he did the same thing. He got really fluffy at a point in his life, and he just said he had to put down the Pepsi. He had to put it down every day. He cracked open a Pepsi, played some video games. Then he had some food, and then he had some other stuff, and he just started gaining weight over time. His acne was going crazy. I mean, just the sweets alone, the sugar and everything he was eating was just really hard on his body. And then eventually he went to college. He started getting made fun of, and no girls wanted to talk to him, and he just flipped a switch in his life. And he's like, I gotta change now or never. It's now. And he looks great right now. He pushed himself, and he changed his whole life. Now he does windows and siding. He does a whole bunch of stuff now. For his normal day job was, walking around, putting on siding, doing stuff like that. Now he can have a career. I mean, if he didn't have that, he would be out of breath in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, have you had people doubt you on your journey?
Yeah, I'm one of the biggest purveyors of that myself. Like, the thing is, up until this year, I didn't really have like the mental strength not to backslide. So I always doubted myself. Like, to be fair, I grew up just assuming that I was always going to be like this, right? And there's a lot of I don't really take heed of what a lot of people say, because if I don't respect the person, I have no reason to care about their opinion, right? But yeah, there's a ton of people, bro. There's actually more people than you would think who actually wish failure upon you, which is wild, Like, I don't know what you get from that, but there's people out there like that. So if there's people out there that literally wish failure upon you, I think there's exponentially more people out there who just assume that you're going to fail.
What I've realized in life is when you surpass, they cheer you on until you surpass them, and then they start rooting against you. So they see your following, they see everything you're working towards, and they want to be like you. They want the following, they want the stardom, they want to be something like that. But I mean, they don't understand what you're going through, and they don't know what. I mean, I would tell everyone out there, it's like, try to put yourself in my shoes. I mean, really. I mean, for me personally, podcasting alone, I've been getting a lot of hate and stuff like that. It's like, you have to put yourself in my shoes. Do you understand the scheduling, the long hours, the editing, the thumbnails, everything I have to do? I have to wear multiple hats at once. Same thing with you. It's very tough, and I'm very proud of you, and keep going, because I had a time period in my life that I was fluffy, and I had to change my life for the better. And it's very tough when you see people around you not supporting you as much as you think they would. And
yeah, for sure.
Who supported you the most in your life?
Oh, my parents, for sure. Yeah, I have a best friend named Danny that I've been best friends with since preschool. Like 21 years now. And him and my parents for a long time were pretty much it. So there was pretty much no one else. Like, obviously, like when I was doing the gaming, I would have some supportive community members and stuff, but that's different, you know? The online stuff is way different. Like, even now, with the numbers that are, like, kind of hard to even comprehend, it's still different from that, like, local support.
Now, Ethan, do you talk to God during your journey?
I try to, yeah. I've always been kind of, I don't think bad at praying is the thing, but for a really, really long time, I was just a selfish prayer. Prayer, probably not the right word. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A selfish person who prays, because I would only pray when I wanted or needed something. So I've been trying to do it a lot more lately, especially with like everything that's happening. It is really hard to just allow God to take everything into his hands when there's a lot of stuff happening at once. Because I'm a person with a very, very active mind, and now I'm a very busy person. And I still don't have the capacity to just say, okay, God, I need your help. Just take it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like giving that burden to him, I can't. Like, I still haven't been able to fully do that. Like, I try to, but that's still something I struggle with.
Yeah, and what you are is God's gift to you, and what you do with it is your gift to God. I mean, what you're doing, you're making a difference in a lot of people's lives because they're watching you.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, some of the stories I've been told and, like, some of the letters I've received are pretty crazy. Like, I knew, like, going into it, really, like, it's worth uploading this crap if it helps one person. And I'm in a position now where it's helped an exponential amount of people. Like, I probably can't even count, you know? Because if like 150, 180 million people have seen my videos in the past 8 weeks, how many of those individuals were actually impacted by what I said?
What does it like feel like to be getting stronger?
Honestly, bro, with how much work I've been putting in at the gym, I don't feel much different now than when I was at like 660.
Okay.
Like, I feel that I'm more mobile. And I can notice that my, like, skin is a little flappier, but, like, with the amount of, I don't know if pain is the right word, but, like, the amount of soreness and stuff, it feels pretty similar. Like, I can do more on my own now, but in terms of, like, strength and pain levels, they have not changed much. Like, I'm sure I am stronger, but it's not, like, to a point where I notice it in my day-to-day life yet.
Well, has your confidence changed since you've been losing weight?
No. Not really. And I've always struggled with that in a really interesting way because I have always hated my body, but I've always been confident in who I am. And I think that challenges me more in dating than it does anything else. Because I literally, up until this year, I didn't have the emotional maturity to realize that my future wife or whoever I'm going to end up with would love me as I am now and try to help me reach those goals. I always had the mindset of, okay, I'll lose all this weight and then I'll get a girlfriend and then I'll get married. I never even occurred to me in the past 25 years of my life that I could meet that person sooner. And that's been another really hard mental shift for me because now I've inadvertently added this whole other load of stress onto my life because now I'm not just making the videos and doing all these podcasts and doing all these meetings and editing. I'm now like, shit, I have to actually present myself to the best of the ability as I can as a 500-pound guy in case I meet that person.
Now, do you have a weight loss goal you're trying to reach, right?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say because I'm not to the point where I've been able to have a DEXA scan done yet. So I don't know, like, my body fat percentage. So if I had to guess with the muscle I'm building, I'd say that I'd end up around 300, maybe a little less. Because I am a very large person. Like, I have really wide shoulders. And again, I'm 6'5". So I'm built like a freaking linebacker. So I don't think, especially if I continue gaining muscle and hitting the gym as much as I have been, and I'm assuming me and Joy will even increase that amount as I lose more weight, I don't think I'll get much lower than that, at least not while I'm in my, like, fit stage, you know, like those years where I'm focused on keeping a bunch of that muscle on. I don't think I'll get much lower than that, like 300, 290 mark.
As long as you have a goal, I mean, that mindset really does matter.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was started at 660. I had gotten back up to 624 by January of this year, and I'm at like 505 right now.
Now, Ethan, for someone struggling out there doing the same thing you're doing, I know so many people out there, especially in my community that's listening. I mean, how do you deal with the hard days or the setbacks?
It's like you just got to have the discipline, man. If you don't have the discipline that will allow you to not halt your progress or not backtrack your progress from those bad days, and then you don't have the discipline to compensate for those bad days if you do have them, you're not going to make the progress. Because I used to literally, like, for a long time back in 2020 when I was trying to lose weight, I would do like 1,500 calories a day on weekdays, and then I wouldn't count calories on weekends. And then I was wondering why the scale wasn't going down. Because I was just starving myself throughout the week so I could eat whatever I wanted on the weekends, but I wasn't losing weight. Like, you have to find a way to actually not even enjoy, like, ideally you should be enjoying the process, but you have to find a way to tolerate it. You have to find something that you can actually do. Because if you don't do it, or if you lie about your tracking and you sneak in food or whatever, you're just hurting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to say like, oh yeah, you just need the discipline, but that's pretty much what it boils down to.
It's the calories in and calories out. Do you have any techniques to keep track of that?
I use an app called Chronometer. So it's actually, my nutritionist has like a doctor's profile on there or whatever. So everything that I track, he can see like in real time. So we're kind of linked in that way. So it's sort of like MyFitnessPal, where you just like type in whatever you eat. Like, I weigh everything, because that's the only way to track accurately is to weigh your food. I won't go off on that, but you use a food scale. I track everything. I put it in the app, and then it shows me exactly how many calories and how much of each macro I've done for the day. So for my goal weight, what I usually tell people, and I'm not a coach, I'm a 500-pound guy, so don't take advice from me if you don't want to. I recommend, if you're trying to build muscle, you should be eating 0.8 grams of protein per pound of your goal body weight. My goal is 295, so I should be eating minimum like 240, and I aim for like 250. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's way too much protein. I'm like, my body weighs double that. I'm eating the amount of protein that I will need when I'm down to that goal weight. I'm not even eating enough protein to what I should be right now for building muscle at this weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing how far you've come.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, man. Like, I know I look a little different now, but I still feel like almost just as bad as I did at my heaviest, which is hard.
What's the most surprising thing about your journey so far?
In terms of what? Like physically?
Physically, and I would say physically, and the whole weight loss journey. I mean, from being 660 and then to losing weight. I mean, that's a tough process.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I don't, like I said, I don't feel much different. I think the most surprising part is the mobility thing. Like, you'll notice that it's like starts to get easier to move around a bunch. And I've never experienced what it's like to be normal, quote unquote normal. So I don't know what it's like to be able to just like get out of bed and get into vehicles and get dressed and all that stuff like in a normal body. I've always had difficulties with all that stupid shit.
How old are you?
I turned 20 this week.
Now, so what do you tell yourself when you want to give up?
I don't want to give up. I had a kind of an epiphany. I don't know, that's kind of a weird term to use, but I'm going to roll with it. In January, that if I fail this journey, I'm not failing only myself. I'm also putting the lives of my future wife and children in jeopardy. I'm not even kidding. As soon as I realized that, I have not really slipped up.
Yeah, it's you versus you.
Yeah. I've hit my protein goals. I walk as much as I can. I've been going to the gym at least 3 times a week. I haven't skipped a beat since I started that mentality.
What's your biggest dream right now?
Other than starting a family, I want to create kind of like a content empire, dude. Because I've always been gifted for the content creation stuff. Like, I've always felt at home on camera. Mm-hmm. Like, I never had it down in my mind that I would end up doing this for a living one day. I did not realize it would be focused around my weight loss, But I thrive in that space, and I think with the knowledge that I have, like, I'm sure you're familiar with, like, Good Mythical Morning. I want to create a company like that and then not sell my soul. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm not going to go off on Rhett and Link right now, but they essentially got very far into Hollywood, and now they've denounced Christianity and all that stuff, which broke my heart because they were my role models growing up. But so I want to be able to entertain people, help people, but also do it in like a way that we can like build upon it, like have producers and writers and have the infrastructure to be able to fly out talent and do it in like such a big way that you can do what they do, where they have a show every single day and then they have like spin-offs and stuff. I think that stuff would be really cool.
Now, do you ever think about like helping others do the same weight loss journey?
No, I think I'm already doing that. I could care less about becoming a coach or a trainer or anything like that. I really don't give a shit about it. Because like, yeah, I will always have the weight loss stuff tied to me, and I'll always have a willingness to help people, but I'm just going to tell them what I did and tell them who helped me do it, and bid them adieu. You know, like I don't want to be that guy who's like sitting there giving plans and training clients and stuff. You know, that's just not me. I want to be doing this, you know? And I think that I'm in a position now where I'll probably never fully leave the fitness space because this will always be a vital part of my story. But I don't plan on being just the weight loss guy, you know? I plan on that whole initial thing I said about where the weight loss creators peak at their before and after. I was planning on using that before and after to launch like a show or something. And I'm still planning on doing that. The only difference is now I'll have like a ginormous platform to launch it off of.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Because you have a lot of followers right now on Instagram.
Yeah, I started that Instagram and my Facebook page 8 weeks ago, and I think Instagram's at 291,000 and Facebook's at like 234. And I've gained another 120,000 on TikTok. So like literally this past 8 weeks has been over 600,000 new followers with nearly 200 million video views in the past 8 weeks. It's like numbers that I would have never imagined.
Now, would you recommend to someone watching right now that wants to start today a weight loss journey, would you recommend him starting an Instagram page and sharing it to the world?
Nope. Not unless they have the mental capacity to deal with what comes alongside doing that. Imagine the mental state of the average 500-pound man.
Yeah.
I had given up. Yeah, they are either given up or they are at a point where if they're not actually changing, and you hope they are, right? But if they're not actually changing, they've convinced themselves that they've made the decision to do so without actually doing it. Because that's where I was, right? I lost 100 pounds and gained it back 3 times in the last 4 years. Because I convinced myself that I made that decision, but then when push comes to shove and something hard happened in my life, I was not mentally strong enough to stop myself from backtracking. So honestly, like if you have a passion for being on camera and you like doing the content and creating, go ahead and try it. But most people, or not most people, people who don't have the capacity mentally to deal with what comes with being online are going to end up hurting themselves because they're going to allow that pressure or whatever the comments or whatever the hell get to them, and then they're going to end up hurting their own progress. Them progressing on their journey matters more than them sharing it. If you have the capability of doing both, then you can impact a lot of people. But I think a lot of people in that position right now would be doing themselves a disservice and potentially halting or hurting their own journeys just for the sake of trying to share it, even if they didn't have the capacity to do so. I know that's a pretty hot take, but those are my thoughts on that.
I get motivated by watching your Instagram page. I really do.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Keep grinding, keep working hard, and keep chasing your dreams because your dreams won't chase you.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying. Like I said, like I've got so blessed that I had the experience with social media in the past because now this time around with this momentum, I was able to just grab it and run. Like it's wild, man. Like I have that partnership with Jocko now. I have a manager, I have a nutritionist, I have a trainer, and I've been able to maneuver this space in a way that, like, not only am I helping a lot of people, but I've also gotten myself in a position to be fortunate enough to be helped by a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely blessed.
Yeah, what you're doing you have so many followers. I mean, with that many followers, sponsors start to come to you, and they want to use your following to help them, and you just got to decide if this is something that you want to work with. You know, at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, like even back as a streamer, I didn't accept barely any like business inquiries. I still haven't, other than the Jocko partnership, I haven't really done any of that. Like I'm sure I will start to implement a little bit of it just to like make that income increase. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's just kind of part of the game, right? Like it would be really silly not to utilize the analytics that I have right now.
Exactly. And Ethan, this is the part of the show, the Friday mindset part of the show. I want to dig into your journey, the moments, and the mindset that shaped you into who you are today. Ethan, what has been the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Ooh. I don't know if I learned this. I don't know if I'd made this up myself or if I learned it from someone else, but literally, why would you take heed of the opinions of someone that you do not respect? You don't need thick skin to understand that. Mm-hmm. And once you have an understanding of that, that thick skin forms. Like what I was talking about with like the people who maybe want to start posting, but they don't have the capacity to handle all the comments and stuff. Why? Even if it's a famous person, or even if it's someone who's in a position of superiority, quote unquote, of you, if you don't love or respect that person, why would you let what they say impact you? It's really that simple. I know that's a big pill to swallow for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people are sensitive to what others say about them, and I get that. So if you can carry that mindset but also be emotionally capable of like taking a compliment, I think that's huge, man.
That's such a good point, because a lot of people out there, they struggle with their self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And putting yourself online is nothing easy. Trust me on that one. I know it, you know it, and people come out from all angles at you.
Yeah. And like that's the thing, man. Like I am like I share way more than I should on social media, but it's just because I want people to understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a bad day, I literally start up the camera and I talk about why, because. And I don't know for a fact, but you feel like other people are going to experience the same thing. So maybe sharing your own perspective on that can help them,
Now, Ethan, what's one truth about life you wish more people understood?
Not to get too preachy, but I think if you seek God, your life will just get better. I started going back to church a week before this stuff started. Like when I went back to church for the first time, like 10 weeks ago or 9 weeks ago, I had a discussion with my pastor's wife about like potentially getting back into social media and how I wasn't sure if I wanted to or not, because I feel like it'd be harder to put God first in the whole thing. And then I literally the next week, our pastor started a 3-week sermon on impact. And that week is literally when I went from like 0 to 20,000 on Instagram. So over the course of his 3-week sermon on impact, I went from like 0 to 20,000, 20,000 to 40,000 to 100,000, like what, 70 million video views later, while he was
a big difference.
While he was pouring into my life about having an impact on people.
Like I was saying earlier, I mean, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you do with is your gift to God. I mean, you're making a huge impact on so many people's lives.
Yeah, and I'm trying, man. Like the thing is, people really gotta get over themselves with like the linearity of the weight loss stuff, because it's not one direction. Like ideally, yeah, the scale goes down every single week, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I spent 6 hours in the gym this weekend and walked 25,000 steps, and I was up 2 pounds on the scale because of how much I was moving around and how much I stressed out my muscles. And then people are like, yo, well, since you started social media, you're going up on the scale. Like people, that's the most challenging thing, is dealing with people's ignorance. I know that sounds really pretentious, but like showcasing the journey in an open and honest way, because I bet you anything, most weight loss creators wouldn't have the balls to post a weigh-in where they were up a significant amount.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just go, I'm skipping the weigh-in or whatever,
It almost seems like a lot of people out there, they want the view of the mountain, but they don't want the climb.
Yeah. Like, people have to realize that I am sharing this and the way I'm doing it to show people how much it sucks. Like, that's just the journey. There's going to be moments that suck mentally. The scale's going to go up, yada, 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 And I think having the ability to share those downs open and honestly, as open and honestly as you share the ups in the journey, is what makes that powerful.
Now, for anyone that's struggling out there with their confidence, what should they do?
Ooh, I guess it depends on the kind, man. Like what, in terms of like what kind of confidence, because like spiritually, mentally, I am incredibly confident in myself, but physically I never have been, because I don't have the body to match that confidence yet. But like the thing is, like, it depends, because self-confidence can mean a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I honestly, like, just for example, I love my height and I love my hair, and I'm super self-conscious about my teeth, and I'm super self-conscious about my weight, because one, I wasn't taking care of my body, I wasn't taking care of any part of it, mouth, body, whatever, you name it. So my dental health is effed from not taking care of my teeth for the better part of a decade. So I don't even like showing my teeth when I smile on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't allow those things that I'm self-conscious about to deter me from being confident in who I am. Because I can fix these things. I can get the weight off. I can have the surgery done to get the skin removed, and I can have my teeth whitened or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But you really gotta, I think it's more important to focus on like who you are as opposed to your body or like your physical confidence.
Well, I see everyone should really understand that. See your body as a temple, okay? Body, mind, and spirit. Those are the 3 pillars of the temple. And it seems like you're aligned with all of those right now, and you're on your mission. And if you're not on track with one of those, it's not gonna be really stable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like, because I'm probably further along in my spiritual journey right now than I ever have been. And I think that's true for all three pillars in reality, but I'm still, even with this new emotional maturity and me being more confident now than I ever have been, I'm still not very confident in my body at all. It's just what it is, I think I got some work to do.
Ethan, what was something significant from your childhood that shaped you into who you are today?
I think my uncle Tom was a EMT, but he was also like a announcer. He was he would do like radio shows and he would DJ, and him and my cousin Jason were the first two people in my life that kind of introduced me to like even like being on a microphone, So actually this microphone right here, he gave me when I was like 12, and I still keep it. It's not very good nowadays, but I still keep it on my dresser because that was the first time that I was kind of introduced to like being behind a microphone and doing like, they would like read ads for like radio and they would do the DJ stuff, and I was like, holy crap, being behind a mic is like really awesome,
I do know. I'm a singer, podcaster, and I love being behind a mic. I grow every time when I'm behind a mic. I learn something different. I learn how to even talk into a mic. I mean, a year ago, I did not know how to even start a podcast, how to do anything like this. And now it's like I'm a singer, I'm a podcaster. I'm doing so much with behind a mic. And one of my goals this year was to get better behind the mic, and I achieved it so far. It's all about the journey, not the destination, but the personal development throughout the journey. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, that streaming gave me a very invaluable experience with that because I was live 60 hours a week for like 3 years. So I've got a lot of experience just talking fluently. I actually cared so much about this at one point that I would like practice my inflection, and I would read tongue twisters before I went live to make sure that I was speaking with a good articulation. So like subconsciously now, like every move I make with my head, everything I speak, even my hand movements, every little enunciation is like calculated in my brain. I don't even think about it at this point.
For someone that wants to be a streamer, what advice would you give them?
Don't stream on one platform. Or if you do, like, okay, regardless of where you stream, you got to make content elsewhere, Because for the first 2 years, I didn't make anything elsewhere. I had like 50 viewers on Twitch after grinding 60 hours a week, literally not doing anything else but streaming. And within 3 months of me making TikToks, I went from 50 viewers on Twitch to 1,000. So
is it a different type of content?
No. It was literally clips from my streams. So if you don't diversify your audience, you'll never grow. Or at least you can, but it's going to be at snail's pace compared to what you were if you were actually putting in effort on other platforms.
Ethan, what kind of legacy are you going to leave?
I would like to leave a legacy of kind of ministering through example and entertainment, Because I don't want to, like, I'm too, I don't know if harshly spoken is the word. I'm too sharp-edged and I speak too bluntly to be a pastor, right? And honestly, I have no passion whatsoever, and I don't feel a calling on my life to preach like scripture. But I do think it's important that people understand how big of a part of my faith is in my journey, and then they see what is happening in my life, and then they see how much of that I devote to God, and then they go, oh, maybe I should see what that's all about, Kind of leading by example as opposed to being like a, knock on the door, have you heard of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because most people, when they pray, they ask for strength or wisdom. And most of the time, God gives you something totally opposite to see if you actually can withstand that. And then you get strength through that process.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I think like leaving that legacy of whatever entertainment entity I end up building, and combined with that with, I'm assuming I've hopefully already led some people to the Lord, but just having that whole journey documented and then having it all accredited to him, I think is going to be super impactful. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be one of the only people that was my size that loses the weight without going the route of like weight loss meds or surgeries or something. Like I'm literally just doing hard work and a good diet. That's like all I've been doing. I haven't been, and I know they're not necessarily a bad thing to do, but I haven't been taking any of the shortcuts. I'm just trying to do it all on my own, with the strength that he's given me.
Now, with everything you've been through with the Twitch and the weight loss journey, what has been the biggest driving factor for success in your career?
My future wife and kid. 100%. It's not even close. Like, literally, this stuff is cool because I love doing it. but it doesn't matter at all compared to that. It's like the only thing I think about. I think about it every day. Almost every moment of every day, it's literally like the only driving force behind what I do is thinking about them.
That's powerful. That's so powerful. And
Yeah.
Ethan, the show is called Every Day is Friday, and Friday has a special energy, whether it's freedom, excitement, or just feeling of accomplishment after a long week. Ethan, I want to hear from you. What does Friday mean to you?
Ooh. It's kind of weird now working in this space because there is no work days and there's no weekends. Like, it's just kind of go, go, go. Even on Sundays, I upload like 3 or 4 times. But I think there is something to be said about like leading into the weekend, being able to, at least on the latter part of a Friday, right? Being able to look back on another week. And I think it's more of a time of recollection, man. Like kind of looking back. Because for me, when I think of Fridays and like weekends, I think of like looking back at like how fast the week went by, and it's just like, crap, like it's already Friday, you know? Like that's a whole nother week of my life that's just gone. So I think that's a big thing of what I think about when it comes to that type of thing.
No, I like the way you're thinking there. I mean, it's a mindset of like anything is possible. You got to celebrate in like new beginnings, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
And Ethan, this is your chance to leave the listeners with something powerful. Is there anything else you want to share?
Anyone out there that has the weight to lose, right? You have to have a reason to lose it. It's going to be, even if it's a family member or a friend of yours that has it to lose, it's going to be really hard for them to do that until they find their why, right? Because I had convinced myself that I had made the decision to lose weight and I kept gaining it back. But as soon as I found that reason on why I needed to, I haven't slipped up. So try not to force it on them. Try to help them realize why they need to do it. And I think that it'll get done a lot better.
Find that why is so powerful. I mean, every podcast I do, every guest, they have the why behind their passions. And it's so powerful to have that. Anyone listening out there, please go ask yourself. Go sit in a quiet room for 45 minutes and ask yourself why. Whatever you're chasing, whatever you're doing, ask that why question.
Yeah, if you find a reason, then the whole process just becomes pretty simple. It doesn't become a question of if, right? It just becomes a question of when. Because I literally failing has not even crossed my mind since January. It's not an option. Because I would not be able to live with myself if I were to fail them.
And all your information will be in the description down below. And I just want to make sure that people know where to find you and support your work. Where can people follow and support?
Yeah, man. So I upload the same short form content every day to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X. X is by far the smallest, but why not, right? Doesn't hurt to hit upload on one more spot. On Instagram, hold on, let me think about this for a second. On Instagram, YouTube, and X, it's at Ethan Benard, ETHANBENARD. And on Facebook and TikTok, it's at Ethan Benard Live. So it's ETHANBENARDLIVE because someone took my username.
And everyone, please go out there, hit the link below, and please go watch his weight loss journey. Remember to go click that and go watch him, support his work and everything he's going. I mean, his future is so bright. I mean, continue to work hard like you're doing. And I know the listeners got a lot of value out of this, and it's been an awesome conversation. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Matthew. I had a good time, man.
No, yeah, thank you for sharing your stories and experiences. I know you motivated someone out there listening. And to everyone listening, make sure you stay tuned for more amazing stories on Every Day is Friday. If you enjoyed this, make sure you follow, share, and keep that Every Day is Friday mindset going. Stay inspired and make every day feel like Friday. Until next time, everybody.